The Second World War dramatically reshaped the global landscape. European powers, once dominant, emerged from the conflict, weakened and economically depleted. Their empires, vast and far-reaching, began to crumble as calls for independence grew louder. The post-war era witnessed the birth of new nations and the rise of new ideologies, including the burgeoning movement for Arab nationalism. The Middle East, long a region of strategic importance, found itself at the crossroads of these momentous changes. The struggle for self-determination clashed with the remnants of colonial ambition, setting the stage for a crisis that would redefine international relations, the Suez Crisis of 1956. The war's end also marked the beginning of the Cold War, a geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. The two superpowers, each with their own sphere of influence, viewed the Middle East through the lens of this ideological struggle. The region's oil reserves, vital for post-war reconstruction and economic growth, added another layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. It was in this context of shifting alliances, rising nationalism, and Cold War tensions that the Suez Canal, a waterway of immense strategic and economic significance, became a flashpoint for international conflict. Completed in 1869, the Suez Canal was more than just an engineering marvel. It was a lifeline of empire, connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea and dramatically shortening the journey between Europe and Asia. For centuries, European powers had sought a faster route to the riches of the East, and the canal provided just that. Control of the Suez Canal meant control over a vital artery of global trade, and, by extension, significant political and economic leverage. Britain, with its vast colonial holdings in India and Southeast Asia, viewed the canal as absolutely crucial to its imperial interests. The canal facilitated the rapid deployment of troops and resources, ensuring the stability of its empire and the protection of its economic interests. France, another major colonial power, also recognized the canal's strategic importance. The Suez Canal Company, jointly owned by British and French investors, managed the waterway and reaped its financial rewards. The canal, therefore, was not just a symbol of European engineering prowess, but also a testament to its colonial ambitions. In 1952, a group of military officers, led by the charismatic Gamal Abdel Nasser, seized power in Egypt. Nasser, a staunch nationalist, sought to liberate Egypt from foreign influence and restore it to its former glory. He envisioned a modern, independent Egypt that would play a leading role in the Arab world. Nasser's pan-Arabism, a vision of Arab unity and solidarity, resonated with millions across the Middle East and North Africa, who saw him as a champion of their own aspirations for independence and self-determination. Egypt, under British influence since the late 19th century, became a focal point for Nasser's anti-colonial struggle. The British military presence in the Suez Canal zone, a constant reminder of Egypt's subordinate status, was particularly galling to Nasser and his supporters. Nationalizing the canal, therefore, was not just an economic necessity for Egypt, but a powerful symbolic act that would announce its arrival as a truly independent nation. On July 26, 1956, Gamal Abdel Nasser delivered a fiery speech in Alexandria. To the roar of the crowd, he announced the nationalization of the Suez Canal. The canal, he declared, belonged to the Egyptian people. The revenues generated from its operation would be used to fund the construction of the Aswan High Dam, a massive infrastructure project that would provide Egypt with much-needed electricity and irrigation. Nasser's announcement sent shockwaves across the world. It was a direct challenge to the established world order, a bold assertion of Egyptian sovereignty, and a watershed moment in the post-war era. The nationalization of the canal was met with a mixture of admiration and apprehension. In the Arab world, Nasser was hailed as a hero, a man who had dared to stand up to the West and reclaim what was rightfully his. The move, however, infuriated Britain and France, who saw it as a threat to their economic and strategic interests. They viewed Nasser as a dangerous demagogue, a stooge of the Soviet Union, and a threat to the stability of the region. The stage was set for a confrontation